A very good evening. Good afternoon to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is Sunday, 23rd November 2025. So we will be continuing our sharing from this book, the Surangama Sutra, with excerpts from the commentary by Venerable Master Hsuan. Okay, we are at the new chapter, page 11. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨。南无药师佛。南无药师佛。南无药师佛。南无普贤菩萨。南无普贤菩萨。南无普贤菩萨。南无文殊菩萨。南无文殊菩萨。南无文殊菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสุขะโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิDutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Tiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kamisu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Sadhu Sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect, Tripajan. Buddhang Pujami. Dhammang Pujami. Sanghang Pujami. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in its entirety, Let the Devas and dainty come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakava Lesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Savan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanayiko Pajatang Veditabo Vinohidi Supatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Nyaya Patipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Samiji Patipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Saukasangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakkeneyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. We are at a new topic, the nature and location of the mind, page 11 of this book, the Surangama Sutra. Okay, so this is the opening request for Dhamma. When Ananda saw the Buddha, he bowed and wept in sorrow. He regretted that since time without beginning, he had devoted himself to erudition, but had not fully developed his practice of the path. Respectfully and repeatedly, he asked the Buddha to explain for him the elementary steps that lead to the enlightenment. or attainment in the wondrous practice of calming the mind, contemplative insight, and meditation in stillness. Practices through which the task come one from all 10 directions have become fully enlightened. So this was a request for the higher teaching, the deeper Dhamma. So as we were told earlier on, this Surangama Sutra's origination come about is because of Ananda. He almost, I think, broke his precepts, a very severe monk's precept on celibacy, through the influence of, I think, one of the mantra, Brahma rhyme mantra that was chanted to actually cause him to have this condition to break that precept. And luckily, Sambuddha Sakyamuni was able to actually foresee, and he knew. That's why he sent Manjusri Bodhisattva to actually rescue him and bring him back, together with the lady, I think. And because of that, Ananda was actually embarrassed. And he knew, since the distant past until now, he has taken for granted that he is related to the Buddha. So he don't really have to develop the practice. He just listen, then become the Buddha's attendant and do all those things. And he confidently believed that he can also become enlightened, fully enlightened. But not knowing that what he did only enabled him to become a Sotapan. There is a first turning wisdom through listening. Then the second part which he requested is the contemplative wisdom, followed by the meditative wisdom. Go back, okay. Yeah, okay. So he regretted that since time without beginning he had devoted himself to erudition, but had not fully developed the practice of the path. So respectfully and repeatedly he asked the Buddha to explain to him the elementary steps required that can lead to attainment in the wondrous practice of calming the mind. Now once you can calm your mind, means you have trained your mind to be without thought away. Then after that, use it to constantly listen to the true Dhamma to develop the first turning wisdom. Then you move on to the second turning wisdom, which is contemplative wisdom or insight, followed by the third turning, which is the meditative. The meditation is stillness. Stillness means a free mind without thought. So you can develop this Bhavanamaya Panya, which is the true mind without thought. This true mind is not a conditioned state. It is just pure awareness. But it is a free mind, not a conditioned mind. That's why once you can be in that state, you are considered ever mindful, constantly meditative, means you are heedful. Then you can use that mind to meditate, and that will give rise to Bhavanamaya Panya, wisdom born of the meditative training. So practices through which the task come one from all 10 directions had become fully awakened. So that was how the origination of this sutta arises. Then meanwhile, the sutta said, as many bodhisattvas as there are sand grains along the river Ganges, along with great arahats, solitary sage means the Pacceka Buddhas, and others from the 10 directions all eagerly wish to listen. They sat down and waited silently to hear instruction from the Buddha. Then the world-honored one, before the great assembly, extended his golden hued arm, circled his hand on the crown of Ananda's head, and said to Ananda and all those who are gathered there, there is a samadhi called the great or royal Surangama Samadhi that is spoken from above the crown of the Buddha's head, and that is the perfection of the mind right practice. It is a wondrous and magnificent path, the unique portal through which the Buddha in all the 10 directions have passed in order to transcend the conditioned world. So this word transcending the conditioned world is very important. It means you are not with the mundane mind, mundane thinking mind. You should all now listen attentively. Ananda humbly bowed and waited for the compassionate instruction. So I think his commentary. Why was Ananda unable to resist the evil spell? I told you that Brahma, what was it? Matangi, I think. Matanga or Matangi, I forgot already. They have past life affinity. They were husband and wife for 500 lives at least in the past. So the moment she saw Ananda, that karmic conditioning manifests, and she really want to cast a spell on Ananda. So the question was, why was Ananda unable to resist the evil spell, even though he was already a first stage of sainthood, means Sotapanna? He had been practicing samadhi with his conscious mind. See, there is a big difference. The samadhi that people do with the mundane thinking or conscious mind is not the true samadhi. That one is not a free mind, collected and unwavering. So that one is most of the time a conditioned state, developed through samatha meditation. So he has been practicing samadhi with the conscious mind. For instance, when he listened to sutta, he remembered the principles that the Buddha spoke of, means he commit to memory. But the conscious mind which remembers the principles cannot lead to the fundamental solution. And so when Ananda encountered a demonic influence, he failed to recognize it. So that is the reason why. So the conscious mind, which is the mundane mind, is subject to coming into being and ceasing to be, and is not ultimate. If instead one bases one's practice on the true mind or true nature, which neither comes into being nor ceases to be, one can develop a samadhi which neither comes into being nor ceases to be. This is genuine samadhi. one that cannot be affected by outside forces. The power of such a samadhi can be victorious in any set of circumstances, agreeable or disagreeable. In the midst of them all, one can remain still and just as one is, fully and forever luminous. That is genuine samadhi. If happy situations make you happy and sad events make you sad, you are being influenced by circumstances. If you keep jumping from joy to anger, to sorrow, to happiness, you are being influenced by circumstances. Means your mundane mind, through your knowledge, views, opinion, conditioning and belief system, has conditioned you to react to sense experience. Means you cannot have the equanimous mind. There is no factor of enlightenment or equanimity. Equanimity means that mind is equanimous. It cannot be influenced by whatever causes and conditions from the external phenomenal world. So that is the big difference between meditating with the thought and with the true awareness mind inside, the true mind. So Shenhua here said, if you keep on jumping from joy to anger, to sorrow, to happiness, you are being influenced by circumstances. Instead, you should be like a mirror which reflects what appears in it and then is still. That is to have genuine wisdom. So this part, maybe I have to explain a bit. You look at the whiteboard. From the source, the first thing to arise is our pure awareness nature. This is our true mind, our meditative mind, our silent mind. And this one is just awareness, nothing else. That's why I put here, true mind. Then after that, from here, so from this pure awareness nature, it will arise the thought, the five aggregates of form and mind. So from here, all the aggregates of mind, thought activity arise, and this is condition arising, causal phenomena. So when you develop the meditative training from here, you cannot develop the true genuine samadhi. This one is a condition arising state. This one, the five aggregate of form and mind, or what we call the thought, which is the mundane thinking, mundane mind. So this one is mental, created through the nature, conditioned by your knowledge, your memory, your views, opinion, conditioning and belief system, mainly from the memory, the brain. Acting according to memory is not acting at all, is because of that. So Shenhua pointed out to the crowd that is listening, all those who attended the Surangama session. He said, because Ananda used this mind, the conscious mind, which is basically consciousness itself. So through our senses, the five aggregate of form and mind manifest. The senses are capable of arising consciousness. As a human being, we have a physical body with the physical senses in our physical body. Then we have a consciousness trapped inside. Then together with the external sense data, these three, when they make contact, the respective sense consciousness manifests. So this is the conscious mind that can make you conscious. conscious of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel and think. And this is how the existential world, the world of consciousness and form, means the phenomenal world of consciousness and form. So this phenomenal world is the result of the manifestation of the respective 6 types of consciousness from our form and mind. So when this manifests, the existential world or the conditioned world comes into being. And this is basically the phenomenal world of consciousness, because when you become conscious of what you see, this is the phenomenal world. What you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel and think. And this one can lure and entice the living being if you don't have the Dhamma understanding. That's why without the Dhamma understanding, you can, technically, you cannot develop the type of samadhi that the Buddha is trying to teach them, the Surangama Samadhi. The Surangama Samadhi is from here, the pure awareness nature. When you have realized the true mind, the pure awareness, then you begin to have that stability that enable you to stay here without any thought, activity or movement. That's why you are just aware. Then you stabilize it to be ever mindful or constantly aware. So when you are ever mindful and constantly aware here, you can use it to meditate through the direct seeing, means the pure awareness, the direct seeing using your true mind. Where you use your mundane mind, this is mundane living. Means from this pure awareness you create thought, which is the 5 aggregate of form and mind. Then from there, when you become conscious, you created the phenomenal world of consciousness. Can follow? This one is very important. But this is how creation starts. From the source, the first thing to come out is the pure awareness. And this one, every living being, every form and mind, karmically conditioned out. You have this with you, but you ought to know. Most of you don't have the ability to know. But the moment we are born, that's why as a baby, newborn baby, fetus, they don't have memory. Their brain is actually very clean. I call it a clean slate, naive. But from there onward, they develop the so-called knowledge, learning, conditioning, and whatever influence from the world and the environment. So whatever that human being teach the kid become knowledge to them. And that type of learning is through the thought process. That's why they only know one instrument, the thought. Beyond the thought, they cannot understand that there is another mind which is before the arising of thought. Once they cannot understand that, then most of the time they are here, manifesting here. That's why this 5 aggregate of form and mind, which is the 5 mental aggregate, second aspect. First aspect is as a human being, you have a physical body and a mind trapped inside. So that is the first aspect. Then the second aspect is the 4 aggregate of mind, which is feeling, perception, activity of mind or mental formation or mind states, together with your ability to become conscious. This 4 aggregate, together with the perception aggregate that brings the external form from the phenomenal world into the mind, makes it the 5 aggregate of form and mind. That's why this one form a thought. And this thought initially is without the content. But the moment you become conscious, if you don't have the Dhamma, the content of consciousness will go in. And this content comes from your memory, your views, your opinion, your conditioning, your belief system, which we call mental intention. Once there is mental intention, it creates karmic possibility. That's how the law of karma takes over. The karmic conditioning and karmic activity that manifests from these five aggregate of form and mind when living being input the content into that conscious thought. So once the content goes in, then you have moral and immoral consciousness. That's why in the Abhidhamma they say you will have kusala citta or akusala citta. Kusala is wholesome, without the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion, but with wholesome mind state. Akusala is with the three evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion. Yeah. Then there is what we call the supramundane consciousness and the mundane consciousness. And in the Abhidhamma they break down into a lot more. All the various mind state, possibility of it and all those things. But not important. When you cultivate, you don't have to know so much of all those things. You only need to know this four circle formation. How from the nature, each and every living being manifests. And the first thing to arise during birth is the pure awareness nature. Without this karmic nature, it cannot give rise to what we call a vehicle and a tool, which is a form and mind for us to arise. But the moment this arises, this pure awareness nature is also within. Understand or not? It follows. But without this form and mind from the karmic nature, that's why I say the living being, this five aggregate of form and mind, this one is karmically conditioned out for us to arise in the existential world. It's a vehicle and a tool for us to arise. Then within this, you silence the mundane mind, the thinking mind, then you will realize this pure awareness nature. And this is the one that can meditate, that can give rise to Dhamma, wisdom and activity. So the transformation of delusion, from delusion to awakening, to developing wisdom, to understand what is going on within life and existence, all manifest from here. If you are not here, you cannot understand. You cannot see things as they are. You cannot insight in the phenomena. You cannot understand the whole movement. If you cannot understand all this, means you cannot understand life, because this is how nature manifests. That's why the secret of life is understanding the nature's law that governs life and existence. How from here it manifests the other two circles. Because the first thing to arise, karmically conditioned out, is this one. But within this one, there is also the pure awareness nature which is already there. That's why it's what I call from the source, the first thing to arise, a pure awareness nature, the PA. And this one is actually, the moment it's born, this is all the time there. We call it the primordial mind. Before anything, it's already there. But because we cannot use this, well, this is not a being. This one cannot come out and live life. It's not an entity that you can call, this is me, this is I. Therefore all this can be mine. No such thing. And the thing that is very obvious is the activity of thought. From here, thought arises through the senses. And this thought, through the five, what they call the five physical senses and the brain, which is responsible for the sixth sense door, they created the phenomenal world of consciousness. And this is where the conditioned world, the existential world is. And this is where everything happens. So this one can be very deceiving, luring, distracting, creating a lot of delusion within the human mind. The moment it manifests, it's like very real, like everything arises already exists, luring, enticing, and you keep on clinging onto it, grasping onto it, and want to own it, possess it, because of sakkayaditthi, self-delusion, where you believe this 5 aggregate of form and mind is a permanent, unchanging entity. This is what you are. But you cannot see the whole movement, which is basically karmic conditioning and karmic activity following the law of karma. Yeah. And the Surangama Sutra is trying to teach us how to develop the genuine samadhi. The genuine samadhi can only arise if you silence the thinking, the thought process. Means you return the phenomenal world of consciousness and form to the 5 aggregate of form and mind. Understand? Once you return all this, means all this manifestation with its content, the thought process ceases. And when the thought process ceases, this 5 aggregate of form and mind become pure aggregate, no more grasping aggregate. Then when there is no content, means what? The 5 aggregate of form and mind is just pure. Perception is pure. Feeling is pure. Pure feeling. Pure perception. Then the mental state cannot arise, where there is nothing to condition it. Then there is no sankhara activity, where there is no movement. Then the consciousness is there, pure, but without its content. Yeah. Then the aggregates of feeling and perception, it can manifest out, but it is not a problem, because there is no wrong view, no delusion. That's why without the delusions, sankhara does not create, stir, and manifest. So through all this, you will return to your pure awareness nature. Then when you are here, if you really meditate with the pure awareness nature, you silence everything. All this so-called activity of thinking or whatever, you call it the habitual thinking, stirring and reaction, the mundane mind, they will slow down, slow down, slow down. You don't give it any more deluded thought energy, then it will return to its original nature, which is the true mind, the primordial true mind, the silent mind, before the stirring, before the activity of mind, before you react to what you see, before you stir your mind to all the sense experience that manifests within the phenomenal world. So all this is the real meditation. You return the phenomenal world of consciousness to the 5 aggregate of form and mind, then you realize this one is just pure consciousness without its content. Then this one will merge with this one. Actually, this one is the original primordial. But from here, you create that movement of thought activity is through the stirring of the mind, through the first thought of ignorance. That's why the Buddha said, inconceivable is the beginning of the first thought of ignorance that started this whole process. Because that one, you need to be a Sammasambuddha to understand. And this one started long, long ago. Otherwise, there is no form and mind coming through the karmic nature. From that first thought, it moved and created a lot of this. Then from here, to return to this, to understand all this, is meditation. But very few people can. So to use the conscious mind to meditate is like doing thought-based meditation. Now you understand? Okay? So if you silence the mind and let it return to its true, pure awareness nature, then you are always from that nature. That nature has no thought. That is what Hui Ning mean by the first hallmark. Wu Nian, the Jingxie, the state of no thought. When you are without thought, you are with your pure awareness nature. And if you can stay here, means you are ever mindful. Then you can use it to meditate, constantly meditating. That's why the moment you are here, you are destined for enlightenment. Dhammapada verse 21, 22, 23 will guarantee enlightenment, neither here nor now. Then the next paragraph is very important. You listen attentively. This is how the Buddha actually teach. Even Ananda and a lot of those who are still not really developed in their practice and cultivation, like the solitary Buddha, or what we call the Pacceka Buddhas. So the sainthood way, they have the first stage of sainthood, Sotapanna-ship, Sakadagami-ship. Second stage of sainthood, they are Anagami-ship. Third stage of sainthood, they are Arahants. Then beyond the Arahant, we have the Bodhisattva. And not all Bodhisattva have developed the progress and understanding. So the Buddha actually, out of compassion for people like Ananda and those of the, we call it the sainthood way vehicle. That one is, they call it the sound hearer vehicle. After the sound hearer is, actually is the Pacceka Buddha vehicle. But they are both actually still included under the sainthood way. But if you go beyond that and go to the Bodhisattva way, then that one is a supreme vehicle teaching. So here the Buddha is trying to teach those of the, we call it the Theravada tradition, or we call it the sound hearer and the Pacceka Buddha vehicle. So these two, they need explanation for them to actually have the understanding to move on to the supreme vehicle cultivation, which is the cultivation of the Bodhisattva way. Okay, so now you listen. The Buddha said to Ananda, "You and I are members of the same family, and we share the affection that is natural among relatives. At the time you first make the resolve to become a monk and seek enlightenment, what excellent attribute did you see in my Dhamma or teaching that immediately led you to reject the deep familiar affection and conjugal love found in the world?" Means, why did you renounce? Ananda said to the Buddha, "I saw the 32 great hallmarks of the Tuscan one, which were so supremely wondrous and incomparable, that his entire body shone like crystal, with an inter-reflecting radiance. I often thought to myself that a body with such hallmark could not be the consequence of an act of sexually love. Why? The energy of desire are coarse and murky, foul and putrid. In the cause result in turbid merging of procreative substance. Such thing as that cannot generate a body with such a wondrous, pure, magnificent, and brilliant." They use the word concentration, is wrong. And brilliant purple golden light. That is why I admire the Buddha, according to Ananda, and why I let the hair fall, means he renounced from my head, so that I could follow you. Means he renounced the world and followed the Buddha. Okay, then the next part. The Buddha said, "Excellent Ananda, all of you should know that since time without beginning, all beings have been undergoing birth and death over and over, simply because they have not been aware of the pure understanding, which is the essential nature of the everlasting true mind." So this part is very important. That's why this opening statement, he wants them to understand that there is a beautiful nature within each and every living beings, each and every one of us. That's why he said, "Excellent Ananda, all of you should know that since time without beginning, all beings has been undergoing death and rebirth over and over again," means the karmic process, because they have not been aware of that pure understanding, which is the essential nature of the everlasting true mind. Means our pure awareness nature, that one is the unconditioned, that one is not a being. So if you fail to see that, then this karmic process will continue. So all beings have been undergoing death and rebirth over and over again, simply because they have not been aware of this essential nature of our true mind, which here Hsuan described as eternal or everlasting true mind, the silent mind, the pure awareness nature. This next sentence is very important. Instead, the working of their mind are distorted. He used such precise word, distorted. And because the working of their mind are distorted, they are bound to the cycle of birth and death. So this cycle of birth and death, the karmic process, arises through mundane activity that condition karmic arising. Like I said, the content of consciousness born of our views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, etc., even your phobia, insecurity, etc. All this actually develop what we call karmic conditioning. Then the Buddha continued. Now you all wish to inquire about the unsurpassed enlightenment, and you wish to discover the truth of your own mind, the true mind, or true nature. Then you should answer my question straightforwardly, that is the path that the task come ones everywhere throughout the 10 directions have taken as they free themselves from birth and death. Their minds and their words were straightforward, and therefore at every point in their progress, from the first stage to the last, they were never in the least evasive. Then the Buddha spoke to Ananda. He said, "Now, Ananda, I ask you this. When in response to the 32 hallmark of the task come one, you first make the resolve to attain full enlightenment or awakening. Just what was it that saw this hallmark?" See, he's trying to probe him to develop the understanding of the mind. So he said, just what was it that saw this hallmark? Means which mind are you referring to? And who was it that took delight in them and loved them? See, the inquiry that brings about the understanding is very important. Then Ananda said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, I delight in them and love them with my mind and eyes." So this one is actually the mundane thinking, the mundane mind. Because I saw with my eye the excellent hallmark of the thus come one, my mind admire and delight in them. In this way I became resolved to extricate myself from birth and death. So this is what Ananda believed, because it sounds so logical. Yeah? My eyes see, my mind feel, which admire and all those things. The Buddha then said to Ananda, "It is as you say, your mind and eye were the reason for your admiration and delight. Someone who does not know where his mind and eye are will not be able to overcome the stress of engagement from perceived object." Then consider, for example, when bandits invade a country and the king sent for his soldier to drive them out. The soldier must first know where the bandits are, isn't it? It is the fault of your own mind and eye that you are bound to the cycle of birth and death. I am not asking you precisely where are your mind and eye. So this is very important. Yeah? He said, I am now asking you precisely where is your mind and eye. He said, don't be evasive. Trying to... did we finish just now? Oh, the notes, this one. Okay, we finished. We move on. Move on, say. Okay. So now is the actual location of the mind. Then Ananda actually tried to use his own lack of understanding, where he still very much with the conscious mind, or what we call the mundane mind. So when you use the mundane mind to understand the location of the true mind, you will have big problem. That's why every time whatever he suggests or believes is happening, the Buddha actually pointed out and reprimanded him that it cannot be the case. Then he keep on changing. I think, if I'm not wrong, if I may recall, for 7 occasions, until he finally give up. Okay, now we start. So Ananda said, "World-honored one." Ananda then said to the Buddha, "The 10 classes of beings in all the world believe that the conscious mind dwells in the body." See, this is the first. "And as I regard the blue lotus eye of the Taskam one, I know that they are part of the Buddha's eye or face. Clearly, they are also a part of his body. It is evident that those physical organs which respond to the 4 kinds of perceived objects are part of my face. And so my conscious mind too is surely found within my body." He actually got it all wrong, because he didn't realize that that is the mundane mind, the conditioned arising mind, dependent oriented mind. That's why he keep on forecasting or assuming through logic that it must be inside his body. The Buddha then asked Ananda, "Now as you sit in the Dhamma hall of the Taskam one, you can see Prince Jetri's grove. Where is the grove? This great and sacred Dhamma hall, with its many stories, World Honored One, is in the garden of the benefactor of orphans and the childless, and the Prince Jetri's grove is outside the hall. Ananda, what is the first thing that you see from your place in the hall? World Honored One, here in the hall, I am looking first at the Taskam One. I can also see the great assembly. Then I gazed out. I saw the grove in the park. Then the Buddha asked, why is it, Ananda, that when you look out, you can see the grove in the park? Then Ananda replied, World Honored One, since the door and window of this great hall has been thrown wide open, I can be in the hall and yet see into the distance. Then the Buddha said to Ananda, it is as you say. Someone in the hall can see far into the grove and park when the doors and windows are open. Why? Now, could that person in the hall not see the Buddha and yet see outside the hall? Then Ananda got caught. Ananda answered, it would not be possible, the World Honored One, to be in the hall and be able to see the grove and fountain and yet not able to see the Taskam One. So he realized he was wrong, he contradicted himself. Then Ananda, the same is true of you. You have the intelligence to understand everything clearly. If your mind, with its clear understanding, were inside your body, then the inside of your body would be what your mind would first come into contact and see. With and have knowledge of. Are there beings that see the inside of their body first before they can observe things outside? So this Ananda got caught already. Even if they could not see their heart, liver, spleen and stomach, they still at least would detect the growing of their nail and hair, the twisting of their sinus, and the throbbing of their pulse. Why then are they not able to see this thing? And since your mind is definitely not visually cognizant of what is inside your body, how can it have knowledge of what is outside your body? Thus, you can know that when you say that the mind that is aware and makes distinction is inside your body, you state what is impossible. So Ananda cannot answer. Then second suggestion, Ananda proposed that the mind is outside the body. Ananda bowed and said to the Buddha, now that I have listened to the Taskam One explain the Dhamma in this way, I realize that my mind must be located outside my body instead. Why do I say this? Okay. For example, a lamp, light in the room, lit in the room, will certainly illuminate the inside of the room first. And then its light will stream through the doorway and reach the recesses of the hall beyond it. Since beings do not see inside their body, but only see outside them, it is as if the lamp were placed outside the room, so that it cannot see its light inside the room. The principle is perfectly clear and beyond a doubt. He's so confident. It confirms to the Buddha's ultimate teaching. he tried to praise the Buddha. And so it cannot be wrong. Can I? Or can it? So he expects the Buddha to compliment his proposition. The Buddha said to Ananda, the monk who follow me to Savatthi to receive their alms in sequential order have by now returned to Prince Jethriff Grove, and they are eating their meal with their finger. I have finished my meal, but consider the monks. Can all of them be full when only one person has eaten? Ananda answered, no, World Honored One. Then I think the Buddha said, why not? These monks are all arahats, but their physical body, their own separate lives, are distinct. How could one person cause everyone to be full? Then the Buddha said to Ananda, that if your mind that sees, is aware, discern, and knows really were inside your body, were outside your body and mind would be separate and unrelated to each other. The body would not be aware of what the mind has knowledge of, and the mind would have no knowledge of what the body is aware of. Now as I hold up my hand, which is as soft as cotton, does your mind distinguish it when your eyes see it? Ananda said, it does, World Honored One. The Buddha told Ananda that if your mind and eye works together to perceive my hand, how can the mind be outside? In this way, you can know that when you say the mind that is aware and make distinction is outside the body, you state that is impossible. So, Master Chen Hua's commentary. The Buddha shows that if the mind which is aware, knows and makes distinction were outside the body, then there would be no connection between them. The body would not be aware of the mind or be influenced by it. Oh, the note is so long. Maybe I'll read the notes. I'll go back a bit. Okay. According to Buddhist teaching, the cognitive faculty acts together with the eye faculty in the process of visual perception of form or objects. The eye faculty senses the object, and the mind recognizes what they are. Then, note 11. Here Ananda offers a second proposition, and he brings forth his own instant, which is however very similar to the one the Buddha proposed above. Ananda has merely substituted the lamp and its light for himself and his vision. The Buddha refuted this second proposition in two steps. The first by showing that Ananda's example is logically flawed, where it cannot be correctly applied to his proposition. The second by offering the counter-example of the physical separateness of the monks seated at their meals. Then note 12. A traditional manner of eating in India. Note 13. Following the convention of stating a syllogism, section 8 of the introduction, the Buddha now suggests an apt instant draw from ordinary life to demonstrate the truth of what he is proposing, which is that Ananda is wrong to suggest that the mind is located outside the body. He applies the instant to his proposition in the sentence beginning. Then if your mind that sees and states that his conclusion in the sentence beginning, in this way you can know, etc. This pattern is repeated to refute each of Ananda's proposition concerning the location of the mind. Okay, move on. Okay, your awareness were in your body. Your mind would not have an awareness of it. But if your mind knows what your eyes are seeing, how can you say that your mind is outside your body? No. Though that the Buddha does not say that the mind is inside the body, he has already made clear. How come got do that one? Make clear that, then comma. Then only that too is a mistake. Ananda only knows how to analyze the Buddha's teaching by means of his conscious mind. See, he used his mundane thinking mind again, which comes into being and ceases to be. This is not aware of it. He is not aware of his everlasting true mind, which means what the Buddha is trying to tell him is, he is not at his pure awareness nature, the true mind. He is always here, thinking, reacting, stirring, create through concept, idea, views and opinion. So when you are here, you cannot understand. That's why all those 7 locations actually we can skip, no need to go through. But he is talking from here. That's why he got everything wrong. When you are from here, all that things is. Because what arises are the mundane activity of the mundane mind. It's not the true mind. And that one is dependent originating. And what you see is wrong perception, not the direct. When it's from here, you see things as they are, you remember? No word, nothing. Just suchness. Ta. So this point is very important. Ananda was reprimanded and the Buddha explained to him where he go wrong. Okay. I read the last paragraph. Ananda only know how to analyze the Buddha's teaching by means of his conscious mind, which is his mundane mind, which comes into being and ceases to be. Means what? Arise and pass away. He is not aware of his everlasting true mind. But that one is the eternal nature. That one all the time there, never cease. But he failed to recognize that. Then Ananda's third proposal, all this I think we can skip. If you are interested, you read on your own. Move on. Same, move on. Seeing inside and outside. Actually, no need to waste time. You can just go and read on your own. That's why if you don't get the understanding right, you will be trapped like Ananda. So I just read the heading. Ananda proposed that the mind come into being in response to condition. This one bring him nearer, but he is still completely out. Then F, go to F. Okay. This one also can skip. Ananda proposed that the mind is in the middle. Okay. Finally, the last one. Ananda proposed that the mind has no specific location. This one also, maybe I read through this one, the other final one. Ananda said to the Buddha, Walnut one went along with Maha Mongalana Subati, Puna Maitreya Niputra, and Sariputta, 4 the great disciple. I have listened to the Buddha as he turned the wheel of Dhamma. I have heard him say that the mind that is aware and make distinction is not located inside or outside or in the middle. It is not located in any of those places. That which has no specific location must be what is called mind. Can what has no specific location be called my mind? See, Ananda asked. Then Shenhua comment, the aware perceiving mind is not located anywhere. Basically, Ananda's view here would be acceptable from the point of view of ordinary people that use logical thinking. But the mind the Buddha is speaking of is not the ordinary conscious mundane mind. It is the everlasting true mind, not the mind of a deluded mental process. Yet Ananda still thinks his deluded mind is his true mind. He has mistaken a burglar for his child. So this one is a very good analogy. Then the Buddha said to Ananda, you say the mind that is aware and make distinction is not located in a specific place. However, the air, the land, the water, and the creature that fly over them, or move on them, or in them, all things, in fact, existing in the world, do have specific location. Then does the mind that you suppose have no specific location exist in some place? Or else does it exist in no place? If it is located nowhere, then it is an absurdity, like a turtle with fur or a hare with horns. How can you say of something that does not have a specific location? Suppose, however, things could in fact exist without a definite location. Now what does not exist lacks attribute. What does exist has attribute. And whatever has attribute does have a location. How can you say that the mind has no specific location? Therefore you should know that when you say the mind which knows and is aware has no specific location, you state what is impossible. So all these 7 propositions of Ananda was like tear off by the Buddha. This part, the next one, part 3, is very beautiful, very important. The conditioned mind and the true mind. So this one you understand, isn't it? Conditioned arising mind is your mundane mind, understand? Your true mind is the unconditioned. There is no such thing as dependent originating, understand? That's why within this pure awareness nature, the second circle, there is no word, no duality, nothing, understand? Where is the unconditioned? So this part, once you understand, then you can forget about what Ananda went through. It's a waste of time. Understand? So as cultivator of the way, that's why the first thing you must realize is your pure awareness nature. You must come to that realization of the first hallmark of winning, the state of no thought. Then, when you can stabilize that nature, then you realize you have two minds. Then from there, when you silence your mind, develop the pure awareness within, you can see the movement. How from the pure awareness nature thought arise, thought activity arise, awareness arise. But just pure awareness, nothing else. No memory, nothing. It's the direct seeing and the direct manifestation. But it can see, that's why it can understand the movement. Then it can actually develop the awakening. It can see things as they are, like how your mind stirs, how anger come to be, how fear come to be. All through your wrong thought, delusion, sakkayaditi. So all this understanding will surface when you are just silent in a way. Then through that silent and aware, it saw the movement. The moment of phenomena arising, sustaining and passing away, then you realize that they are all dependent, originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. They are manifestation from causes and condition. So when you see all this clearly, then you will insight into phenomena and awaken to their universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Because, like the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind it. He saw the movement. There must be causes and conditions behind the arising of all phenomena. Then when conditions cease to be, it ceases to be. So all this understanding is what they call wisdom, insight, the awakening. Then if it's impermanent, means it's not a permanent, unchanging entity, then why do living beings deludedly cling on to it, grasp onto it and say, this is me, this is I, therefore all this can be mine? It's impossible. Because this form of mind goes the way of nature, keep on changing. How can you say it's you? Dependent on condition it arises. That's why the form of mind is karmically conditional, dependent originating phenomena. There are causes and conditions for it to arise. That's why without the karmic nature, without the last thought moment of delusion, and without the what we call the karmic consciousness that manifests, so that one manifests through the life force. So the karmic nature actually gives rise to the life force, and through that they created the origination of the form of mind. That's why you must have the causes and conditions for it to arise. So the physical form, the karmic DNA, whatever, is all already through the law of karma condition. That's why the form comes into being. Then it goes the way of nature. Means it will grow, it will actually slowly go through the growth phase. If all the causes and conditions are there, then it reaches a certain stage where the growth hormone actually stops. Then there is a decaying phase. Then after that, there is an ending. Means the birth, the growth, the decay, and the death. So this 4-phase cycle is quite common in any form of life, whether it's a human life, animal life, or the tree, or the plant, or whatever. Yeah. So the seeing of all this will let you have the understanding that it's not a permanent, unchanging entity. If it's not a permanent, unchanging entity, then how can you cling onto it, grasp onto it, and say, this is me, this is I? That's why in the early day when Sakyamuni Buddha left the palace to cultivate, where he saw the 4 signs, and he realized, if this so-called human being or form of mind is him, he has big problem. He has problem with getting old, getting sick and die. Yeah. But he cannot do anything. This one will happen. Like the attendant told him, sooner or later, you will grow old, get sick or injured, and finally die. He got no answer to all this. But then when he meditated and realized the dependent origination law of mind, then he realized the form and mind is not him. They come and they go. They are dependent originating entity. It's just a phenomenon, not a permanent, unchanging entity. Then his problem no more. If this is not me, the physical body and the mind, then why do I have to worry about getting old, getting sick and die? Then why do I deludedly hold on to that mind state that is dependent originating? Then I will realize the truth that all these are mind-made, born of wrong view, delusion, conditioning. Then the mind actually liberate. And it can understand all this is because that is not the true mind. That is the mundane, dependent originating mind. Because we live in the conditioned world, which is governed by conditioned Dhamma. And conditioned Dhamma is of the nature to manifest that three universal characteristics to deceive living beings. So if you cannot develop the wisdom through the direct seeing, the meditative mind, or your true mind, then you cannot understand. You cannot awaken. Then you will be trapped in this, they call it the cycle of birth and death, samsara. But the moment you realize the truth, or the Dhamma, and awaken to all this, then you are no longer deluded. Then the phenomenal world of consciousness and form will have no power over you. Then you can understand its movement. Means you start to understand life. You start to understand the unconditioned and the conditioned Dhamma. Then you start to develop the understanding of life. Then you know how to live life. Then you need not suffer in life. And that is what enlightenment is all about. Then when you don't have to suffer due to your wisdom, then this thing all end actually. That's why the Arahant and beyond, technically there is no more rebirth through avidya, through ignorance. But because of that, the Buddha actually continue to develop the understanding of the cultivation, because they realize that there is a supreme vehicle way. That's why this Surangama Sutra is taught. Means to transcend the sainthood way, to actually go the Bodhisattva way, or the supreme vehicle way, to perfect themselves, to perfect the 10 perfection, to realize Sammasam Buddhahood. That's how this Surangama Sutra teaching is being taught. And when he taught, he initially started with the teaching of the Surangama Samadhi. He said when you can realize the Surangama Samadhi, which is the genuine Samadhi, then you cannot be influenced by what arises within the condition. Then the other thing that is taught later, but not the early stage, is how to actually develop the understanding of the cultivation from the pure awareness nature to penetrate the nature. At that part, even this sutta also didn't talk much of it. Then Ananda stood up in the midst of the great assembly. 4:30 already. I think we stop here. We stop here. Okay, we can have our 45 minutes of awareness-based meditation. Okay. I mark this page. Just remember to silence your mind. Relax, maintain awareness. Then let the original mind resurface. Means just let things be. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything, just maintain awareness. Whatever arises, aware, finish. Then let the mind return to its original state before it's stirring or arising or reaction to sense experience. Okay, I'll let you continue with your meditation. You can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as your nature can arise it. And to stabilize the daily mindfulness further, you need to develop a good religious routine. Then determine to be aware of every action, every movement in the present moment. Whatever you do, maintain awareness. Okay, now we continue your second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question that you may have. Regarding the Chuhua-san reporting, I think 3 more to go there. One of them is, I think, Alicia, Song, and Elsie. Oh, Cindy also. Then Cindy is here today. So we get Cindy to share. Good. I forgot about Cindy. Yeah, good. Oh, Sadhu, very good. So we got Cindy here, yeah. She can share. Very good.
Before I share, I shared this morning what happened in SJBA. It was, I feel that I want to go and help this morning because they're celebrating the 37th SJBA anniversary. And then they wanted to give donation to 2 old folks' homes. So I just called, since I'm back, I just called sometime I didn't go to SJBA. So I just dropped in at 9:15. I straight up, I went in the kitchen. The kitchen was chaos. They all cook, they didn't cater. Oh, so much food on the table, So I used this awareness sati to do my
Wow, sadhu.
Because there's so much guava, the persimmon, watermelon. You have to have mindfulness. Fast and quick.
Correct, sadhu. Very good.
So I saw it doesn't look right. Because immediately I took over. Within 2 hours counting.
Oh, good.
So I go finish the guava. I finish mindfulness, do it, pack, go outside.
Wow, sadhu.
So I finished the guava, the persimmon, help in the watermelon, That's why I say this pure awareness.
Yeah, very good.
Fantastic.
The pure awareness is very, very good.
You can
Fantastic.
walk so fast.
Yeah, and yet you don't feel tired.
Yes, you don't feel tired. It was
you don't
all
feel tired.
The energy is
your energy
flow,
is all there. Yeah, it just flow. That is the most beautiful part.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful part. And I brought in the persimmon. I don't want to cut. I heard it, I heard it saying, okay, bring over.
Yeah,
bring over.
You cut for them. Sadhu,
this is a wonder of pure
pure awareness. That's why that mind state is very different from mundane thinking. The mundane thinking, a lot of inefficiency on. Yeah. Because you worry, you turn this one a bit away from Cindy. Okay. That should be okay. Where your mind is directly. So what happened is the mundane mind actually think a lot, worry a lot because of habitual tendency and all those things. Then it's not silent. That's why you are not aware. And when you are not aware, you are not efficient on. Then if the thing that you have been doing and you had problem, you will not do it well on. In fact, most people, like when they are not happy with problem, worry or what, they cannot do it well, and they got a lot of things going up here. And most of the time, they even prepare food or what, they are half-hearted, and the food come out also not nice. But when you have the saddha, the faith, the understanding, and the mindfulness, everything you do is very efficient and very beautiful. I remember during the years when I was cultivating, 86, 87, 88, and 89, beginning of 89. That time I was throughout the day, almost 24 hours, with the meditative mind. So I was able to perform and deliver all my whatever career activity and work very efficiently. And that whole place actually is full of duty and a lot of work on. They call it a madhouse. But I was able to sort it out and resolve everything. And end up, I became like very free. I got a lot of time. As long as I'm not in a meeting or what, the thing has already like been standardized until it's a flow. Then I have established the standardization until all the subordinate, the staff under me, they know what to do. Then the standard protocol, when people file in a work order or complaint or request, all this has become systematically established. And my secretary is very good. Train them until they know what I like and how I work and how I prioritize things. She helped me a lot during the years when I was there. It happened to be quite an elderly staff, I think, Christina, I remember her. She very good. And she really helped me a lot. Then later on I also got 2 stenographers. And both of them also very good. I teach them how to actually take short notes of what I say. Then after that, prepare the letter, standardize the letter. During that time, we were of the old school. We don't have digital technology, so we need stenographer to do the shorthand writing, taking of the notes on. Then after that, prepare the minutes and all those things, letter and all that. And that place, actually, if you are not efficient, you cannot take the pressure, you cannot take the stress. Because we are doing so much work and activity. We are fully involved with maintenance work of the whole campus, university. And it's a lot of building work, a lot of road work, external work, water supply, everything, including pest control, everything, grass cutting, the staff quarters, everything. And 600 over acres, then we got 2 branch campus. So all this, a normal person cannot handle. That's why actually my immediate boss, who was the deputy vice chancellor, he used to tell me, Professor Leo Frederick, said, Theo, I hope you are okay. He said, this is not an easy job. He said, they call it a madhouse. He said, you put 10 engineers there also not enough. He said. So he said, I wish you luck. I said, thank you so much. Then I went in and started work there. That was the year 1982, I remember. 82. And that time, because I already have the training, the ability to see things, handle things, and I also have basic, very good foundation of the Dhamma. And I was able to actually handle all those workload. So the predecessor before me, I remember 5 of them, none of them lasted more than 5 months. I remember 5 or 6 months maximum. Most of them left before 3 months. So that was how it happened. Then later on, when I went through that training, I only left that place 7 years later. But it was there that I developed the daily mindfulness, the routine and all those things. My last 3 years there was the best. I left in 89 after I connect and I was ready. I wanted to come out to test myself. So 86, 87, 88, those 3 years were the best years. Then early 89 I left. So all these are possible through, like what Cindy realized. Yeah? You can develop the stability of daily mindfulness and stay with the pure awareness nature. That is the most beautiful part of your realization and understanding in life. And this is the way to live life, to understand life, to develop the progress of the cultivation. That's why heedfulness is the key. To be heedful, we must develop and train the mind to be ever mindful. And to do that, you have to train it to be mindful first, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. Then when you are ever mindful, means throughout the day you are ever mindful, no? Not just when you are in a formal meditation, no? Like what Cindy was able to do while living life in the midst of life. He go to SBA, saw everything in a big mess. The fruits were all over. Most of them were like disorganized, don't know what to do.
There were other 3 ladies there.
Yeah, but they can't handle because the kitchen there, I can imagine. Then normally they cook a lot. So,
a few hundred people.
Yeah, to cater for a few hundred people. Yeah, then you are not there, not easy. That's why just I saw you come in. You just say you just back from HABA. Means you have spent 3 hours almost.
Yeah, 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah, then you rush here. Yeah, sadhu. Very good. You continue, yes, Cindy.
Okay, now back to Juhua San.
Juhua San. Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be in the group.
Oh.
Thanks to Jin Hao, I'm able to join the group.
Sadhu.
Jin Hao last moment he says that there's some family problems, you couldn't make it. He'll find replacement for
he's supposed to go on.
Yeah, he told me he called Hsuan. Hsuan have a lot of connection.
Yeah.
Hsuan just contacted a lot of people. None of them can make it. So when I'm the last one Hsuan contacted me.
Sadhu.
I said, why are you involved? I'm Alison waiting list. No, I said, please don't get involved. Then he called me, go and contact Alicia. Chin Hao also called me. I said, no, call Alicia.
Yeah.
So I think he must have panicked last minute. Need to change him or what. So he found somebody, I don't know, somebody couldn't make it. He was on the wait list. I don't know who was he.
Correct.
I said, he called me again. I said, okay, that was on in Wat Na Long. You know.
Wat Na Long. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to travel agent and change your name.
Sadhu.
That's how I end up.
End up joining them. Yeah.
I tell you, it was a blessing.
Yeah.
I said, thank you so much, Chin Hao. I called Alicia, thank Alicia. She said, don't thank me, thank Chin Hao.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up in Juhua San.
It is like meant to be.
Yeah.
And the causes and conditions all will fall into place.
Now back to Juhua San. As you enter Juhua San, I feel like enter a place called Shangri-La.
Wow, sadhu.
It was so beautiful. Harmony.
Yeah.
Ayo. Really, there are a lot of great beings there.
Yeah.
I think I never visit so many temples in one time.
Sadhu.
To some
temples,
yeah. And all the big gigantic greens, looking at.
Yeah. Sadhu.
Anyway, it was on the second day. I felt sick. I couldn't. I don't have any voice. My throat was so dry. I couldn't swallow my own saliva. It was so painful.
Yeah.
Your beautiful Kayamitas.
Yeah, they are very helpful. Yeah, they are very helpful.
There's so much compassion in there. Thank you so much. I must thank Alicia, Brother Song, Sister Ingbi, and Mention. I tell you, these 7 wonders. All these are my
Sadhu,
Anyway, come back to my practice there. So it was on which day was that? The first day, second day, I managed to climb up. Xiao Tian Tai. I managed to climb up. That's okay. I managed because my right knee is not so obedient.
Not so obedient.
Okay, second day, well and fine, managed to go around. Then I didn't manage to go to Da Tian Tai. I reached there. I look at it. something is at me. Don't go
Don't
up.
go there.
Don't go up. I say, you have a long journey to go.
Yeah, sadhu. Yeah,
So
very good.
So I was very happy to be
Yeah.
on that floor when we went to this Guan Yin temple. Me and Man Yuan only.
Yeah.
So we went to Guan Yin temple. Inside, you went into there was something, a hymn or a song or what. It was so beautiful.
Sadhu.
So beautiful that Manya said, I want to meditate here.
Wow, sadhu.
Manya said, then the monk asked the monk, he said, cannot. I said, I did something, I give a donation. I give a donation. Then he allowed us to have a corner, both of us.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Sadhu,
was so
sadhu.
good. I chanted Heart Sutra.
Wow, sadhu.
I cannot chant the whole one. I
Yeah.
the chorus only.
Good enough.
It
Good enough.
was so nice. And feel the energy there, so beautiful.
Sadhu. Because Kuan Yin's nature is like that. When you are there, if it's meant to be with the affinity, things will happen and you will know what to do. Sometimes the chanting will come and go into your nature. Sometimes it's from the surrounding. And sometimes it's you will know how to develop the chorus and all those things. It will start already on where you need something to trigger it. Then you will go in. Then you will meditate very well. Sadhu, very good.
Beautiful. It was so beautiful. And after that, it came down. So we chanted, the whole group chanted the Heart Sutra.
Sadhu, yeah. Very good.
So nice. And then for that, there's one monk Man Yuan was there. So the monk came and talked to both of us.
Sadhu.
I understand what he meant. See, he was telling me that this place is so blessed. He said, behind the statue, there's all those rocks, because of the wind erosion. All behind the statue, there's the rock so much formed that it's a candle, all candle. And on top of the rock, there's a symbol of the wick. Exactly like a candle.
Like a candle.
He said this place is very blessed.
Yeah, very unique, very blessed. They will know. As monks, they stay there very long. They will know.
They will know. It's like winter is very cold.
Yeah.
So the last day was on the full moon day.
Yeah.
So we went next to our hotel. The temple. I don't know the name because I'm not Chinese educated. It was 15. I saw these old senior monks. They were chanting. And what are they chanting? So I was there as usual. As you say, you don't know anything. You just stand aside and be silent. So I was carried. They're so harmonious in the chanting. And all senior monks, and the ladies are all very senior. I was so caught up with them that it started my emotions. Inside.
It's still the nature inside.
Stirring, but I just dropped a tear or two. Then we came out. Then they wanted to go. It was the last day. They want to go back to Xiao Tai.
Xiao Tai.
So I walked near to the bus station. I said, no, I don't want to go. I want to chant. I want to chant. I said, I'm going back to my room. I asked Felicia permission first. So I went back to do my chanting and meditation.
Sadhu.
In Pali, of course, I only know Pali, right?
Pali good enough,
So after that, it was about before lunch, 12 o'clock. I walked down by myself to another temple that's nearby, about 5 minutes. I don't know what's the temple. That's where the huge giant Buddha, the huge Ti San Wang Pusa, so huge and so giant. But then as I walk, I tell you, I can feel it's different.
Their nature's energy, very strong.
So strong. So peaceful. Like I'm in paradise.
Like you say in Shangri-La.
It's the Shangri-La. I don't know whether you remember. There's a show called The Lost Horizon.
Shangri-La. Yes. The Lost Horizon, yes. They make the scene there.
So beautiful, so nice. So I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to make this trip.
Sadhu.
And of course, I think I should compliment on you too. You're such a beautiful students you have. There's so much Dhamma, good Dhamma in them. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to associate with these people. They are so compassionate, they are flawless. I can
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you that.
They are very
So
caring,
humble.
very caring and very humble.
Very humble.
So, yeah, yeah.
I say sadhu to the seven
Sadhu.
of them. Honestly, I'm so blessed to
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
them,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
so with joy,
Yeah, and they actually know how to develop the harmony.
Yes.
They
so
are very,
much.
very
They're
reliable.
cheerful.
Cheerful,
so
reliable.
harmony. They're so cheerful.
Yeah.
Flawless. I tell you, they're
Yeah,
flawless. That's
sadhu.
what I mean by Dharma.
That's why when that night before you all fly off the next day or what I forgot already, the Tuesday class, when they came, then that was the time I know who was going. Then I said, you don't worry, it's meant to be. Because the 8 of them they name, including your name. I say this is definitely meant to be. Because cannot be this few. And all those that was named, they have affinity on, and they have, most of them have the faith, and they really develop the cultivation. Especially, I think, Alicia.
After the top 3 students are there.
Yeah.
Ingbi, Alicia,
Ingbi,
Song.
then-
Brother Song is an angel.
Then PG also very good.
Yes, PG was so good.
also very good. Then we got LC also quite good. Then we have this you. Then after that is, I think, Chu Polian. Chu Polian also, he got karmic past, but
She's
at
beautiful.
least,
She's
she really, as a
yes.
Kayamita, she really helpful. She
Yes.
helped a lot of people. Hey, Manyuan's father, 80 years old, very old, very sometimes sick or what. Sometimes Manyuan go overseas, not around. Like I went with Manyuan to Switzerland. She volunteered to look after Manyuan's parents for that 15 days, 14 to 15 days when we were in Switzerland. And in between got some minor thing. He also reported to Manyuan. Then Manyuan told us, Manyuan also rejoiced. Wow, this Chupole very good. Every day come. Then there was one day, I think, the Manyuan's mother, also 80 something. The bed, I think, got ants. So then they are old people, very difficult to deal. Then the mother, I think, is scared of ants and all that. So they need to do something. And they insist to call Manyuan. Yeah, they say, Manyuan around, he settled everything. The end problem. So finally, Manyuan, I think, called back. Then gave some instruction, I think. Then it was resolved. That's why when you talk about Chupolen, she really very helpful and very sincere. She helped many people.
She's very sincere.
Yeah. She even bring water for PG every Tuesday class. Then she very helpful. Everywhere I heard about her story, although she got karmic problem with triple gem in the early life, then this life, luckily, he got affinity. He came to my class, I think, through Song there at Jinhao. Then it was at Cameron Highland Retreat. She also not supposed to attend one. Last minute, because of something, my wife say, better don't go because my son need her attention or something. Then, because of that, there was a slot, and she was on reserve. Then we say, okay, let her come. And I don't know her. Then when she was there, only I came to know her. She got this problem. He go to every retreat. He sure create a lot of problem because of the karmic thing. Very eerie thing happened. So I didn't know. So when I was there, I remember on the first day, I sensed something, the sign. Then she developed a lot of this, I should say, not normal type of things happening. Then I sensed she got problem. Then after that first morning session, She came and talked to me. Said, Brother Teo, I need to talk to you. I said, what? He said she got this problem. Last time she go retreat also, people come to know, people ban her from going to retreat. We created a very scary scene and all of that. I said, what is it? He said, I also don't know how to explain to you. He said, whenever she heard something, for us is the Theravada chanting. Whenever I chant the Theravada chanting, even salutation, Arahang Sama Sambuddho, and she inside start already affecting her already. Then become very eerie and all those things. Then sometimes Namo, Tassa, all those things also affect her. Then I say, you just relax, maintain awareness, then silence yourself. I say, whatever happened, let it come out. And then she warned me, I say, very eerie one, Brother Teo. I said, let it come out. Then really, luckily she was sitting in front. A lot of people at the back cannot see. Wow, that one, it's like the commotion and the sound that come on. It's like hell being going through suffering like that one. Then I knew already. Then I advised her to ask for forgiveness, everything from Triple Jam. Then I radiate some metta and I invoke power of merits. Whatever, because I knew if it's meant to be, it will be. Otherwise she won't be there. Then later on, the morning chanting, I think, I don't know, second day or third day, I forgot already. She followed that group, go down there, the morning chanting with the monks and the nuns. There was a very it's not really a commotion, but she behaved very erratically, Oh, like until that Deng Xiong Sifu came and talked to me. He said, Brother Teo, 你这个凯米达是不是有问题？means she got problem on her. Because behaving very erratically, and the sound very eerie, like howling, crying like that. It's like involving suffering being, hell being. Then I told her, I said, 没事没事 I said, 因果 I said, coming. Then after that, I immediately invoked power of merits for her to recover. Then very strange. I just read it. Then she immediately stop. Then that commotion all slow down. Then after that, she become normal again. Then when I went up early, before the class start, somehow got conditioned. So somebody say something. Then I gave the example of her. Then she happened to come up and she heard what I said. I said, when Deng Xiong Sifu came and asked me, I said, 没事没事 I said, it's coming, don't worry. Then I read that power of merits for her to turn around and recover. Then she straight away connect. How immediately after that, she suddenly something helped her. That karmic thing slow down, and after that she become normal again. That's why after that she got faith. Then she continued to go through the retreat. Then after that she actually recovered from the Pali chanting one, where I asked her to ask for forgiveness and vow not to repeat all this karmic negativity, so that this will not create the causes and conditions for it to arise again. And because of the karmic from the past, because she that time past birth and many occasions, he has actually caused karmic negativity to triple jam. No? Not only cultivator of the way, even a lot of her devas. Because during the time of Sakyamuni, and they are still around, and must have happened during those times. Then, when he was in my house, she came and attended Tuesday class. Every time I invoke that chanting, invocation to the devas, she cannot take it on. We are the Dhamma all no more problem already. Arahang, no more. The moment I start, before I even end Samatha, she get into big trouble and she got to run to the back of my house there, the class there, and silent at the back there. Then I say, okay, no need invocation. Because they can remember her. To them it's not long, 2,000 over years. I think one day is 50 years up there. Even the Tawatinsa heaven, the Tusita heaven. So because of that, I say, you have to continue to ask for forgiveness from triple general thing. Then later on I remember she overcome it. No more problem. But then later on, one spiritual trip to Thailand, Dandagiri. Again, that one was consecration for Kuan Yin, Sakyamuni Buddha, and Maitreya, the triple great beings platform. We were given the honor to do the chanting together with all the Kayametta and Tenzing Sufu. That trip also, we went. Then the beautiful mist formation, like heavenly rhyme at Anandagiri. Actually, the night before we were doing the rehearsal, something happened also. Then the next morning, the actual day, it was beautiful, like Kuan Yin's way place, all misty, with slight dew, like slight drizzle like that, but it's like dew within that misty formation. It's only that hill now. Outside that hill, don't have. Then this Chupoliana, he was with us. He was on another bus. I think there were a few buses, 5 or 6 of them. Each bus got 7 of us or 7 of us. I think. And the bus she was in was Joyce and Clifford and some kind of stuff. Wow, she reacted inside there. All things happened until Clifford don't understand. Where Clifford first time see this, he came and asked me later on, hey, Bertil, you're this Kayamita Zhongche. I said, what the hell is going on? He said, yeah, for no reason he shouted, cried. Then when he reached there, he cannot enter. The entrance there with the statue to Anandagiri, he cannot enter until Mimi and a few Kayamitas will help her. Then finally I arrived, I saw, I also sent some blessing. Then later she managed to go in. By then I was already inside the kuti with Achan Lo already. Then when she reached the kuti, cannot go in again. She said, later we asked her, I said, what happened? She said, don't know what, there was something like a force prevent her from going in. Then it behaved very weird again. Until Achan Lo asked me, got problem? I said, no, it's okay, Achan. I said, coming. Coming. Then after that again, like Sampo temple there, I invoke power of Mari. Because she do a lot of wholesomeness, then I help her. The moment I read it, he said, don't know what happened. Suddenly the barrier gone. The thing that blocked her gone. And she can go in. So that's why many occasions. Then before she go, she actually kena accidentally fell. Then on the second last day before we fly out, she called me. He said, but I think I cannot join you already. I said, what happened? He said he fell a few days back. Then he didn't go and see doctor. Then later on, he decided to go and see doctor. Doctor say, what, tiredness? Fa yen is called tiredness, I think. Then I say, okay, if you really want to go, I say, the doctor give you a jab in there, I say, you make aspiration, I say, you invoke power of merit, ask for forgiveness, then if you recover, it's meant to be, you can go, you join us. She really recovered now. Then on the last day before we fly over, she really recovered and she called me and said, Bratio, I'm okay, I can join you at the airport. Means she get to go for the trip. There's a lot of these things, when it's meant to be, it will fall into place. So for her, even got this karmic obstruction, but she very sincere, very genuine, and very helpful. That parami helped her actually. And because of her ability to meet up with my nature and do all this so-called asking for forgiveness, she actually overcome most of her karmic, the karmic negativity that affected her because of what she did in the early life without her knowing it, to the triple jab. So a lot of other things also manifest. Later on, I think the latest one is, don't know what happened, he got something in the leg there. I think like a lot of pus, nana. And that was many months now. Then he visited the government hospital, I remember. And they helped her. Then she was very lucky, actually. They say if you want the actual operation to heal her, you have to actually wait long queue. Then, I don't know what happened. Something happened, and when she go for the follow-up, the doctor saw her condition so bad. He said, this one must operate already. Cannot wait already. Then luckily, there was a slot. I think somebody cannot make it. Then the doctor said, okay, if you agree, we will put you on that slot. And she went for the operation. Then after that, she recovered. But it also took her quite a while because she got to her diet. He cannot simply take the normal diet. She need to make sure certain things she don't eat. Otherwise, the healing very slow. And later on, she really recovered. That's why all these are fantastic manifestation of how karmic can actually be overcome when you have the faith, the affinity, and the sincerity to help people to do what is needed to be done. Then she very lucky because she brought PG. She very close to PG. She brought PG to my class also. Then PG last time also don't believe in karma. The moment he heard anybody talking about karma, he will walk out. But later on, when PG learned the teaching, developed the she said very strange, Bratio. She said, every time, everywhere I go, people talk about karma, he will walk out because of karmic obstruction. But he said, the one that I share in my house, she didn't walk out. He said, very strange. She continued to listen until she developed the understanding herself. Of course, the asking for forgiveness, all those things. She also got her karmic obstruction PG when we were in Sampo Temple, Cameron. There were 2 retreats, I remember. everybody feel that the weather there was normal, but her condition was so bad. She felt so sick. She had to wear extra layer of warm clothing, then really affecting her. Then I advised her, you ask for forgiveness, and sincerely, with the faith and the understanding, continue to strive on with faithfulness. Then she recovered. And this trip with your Ajivasana, he said she was very surprised. She actually turned out she did very well despite the walking, the condition of the weather, everything, because meant to be. That's why she was full of joy too. So all this is to show you why all these are possible. And the way you share is very good. The 7 of them that join you, they are like very beautiful, clear.
I want to thank Brother Song.
Yeah.
He's so helpful.
Yeah.
Take care of me. Especially when I was at a museum. Museum all in Mandarin.
Yeah.
So I was always that you can go ahead, I wait for you.
Yeah, sadhu.
He
is very
such a
helpful,
gentleman.
very caring.
Very caring.
And when I was traveling with him and Jinhao also, during the early day, she always come and help me on. She attend to me. It's like my kapia, and she also handle the spiritual trip treasurer post very well, almost every trip. Then he wants to help Jinhao.
Yeah.
He teach Jinhao how to do. Then Jinhao learn from him. That's why Jinhao also develop a lot of wholesomeness and parami.
And this Alicia, he's such a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And yet she's so worried that, Cindy, I don't know whether I did correctly or not. I say, you already done more than 100%.
Yeah.
You worry.
And she actually very, very meticulous and very careful, because she spent a lot of time planning.
I can see
and
that.
like your case, she has the awareness, the mindfulness. That's why she can handle many things together now, despite her office work, her whatever household. Now they got a farm. Many years already. Actually, you need to have that awareness, that faith and that understanding to do all this. Otherwise you cannot. Because it's not easy to develop the understanding of life. And she resolved all this beautifully. And she really planned on. All this trip, you don't go through our local tour or China tour. He just get one, I think, agent to help him to buy the ticket. Then after that, he will contact the China side, go through the internet. Even the Switzerland trip also, he contacted the landlady there, Airbnb. Then she realized of all the one that she contacted, this one very experienced, can guide us, can advise us and help us to save quite a bit of money. Then she suggests you stay at Bern near her house. Then from there you travel out. All this, when we were in Switzerland, we stayed at her Airbnb only. And everything turned out beautiful and cheaper by a lot. So all these are and she spent a lot of time really preparing all those things. And she learned how to actually use the apps, everything. It's not easy. Then when you all travel to Vasana, it's all on the bus, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that one, you don't know Mandarin, it's not easy. And she really did it. Yeah. According to PG Mayon, later also they realized, actually it's quite easy to travel on the bus there when you understand.
Because we are traveling a VIP bus.
Yeah.
That
one, because the cousin, Freddie's cousin, helped them to book. Because 8 of you bought on a 24-seater. And it's a VIP bus.
Each one have 2 seats.
2 seats and the luggage very luxurious.
And then because of Brother Song, he has his only arose among the throng. He has do all the labor work, carrying up and down the bank. I really sadhu to him. I said, Master, very.
That's why I used to tell Alicia, and she learned it from that. I say, to avoid causes and conditions for unnecessary karmic thing to happen. That's why that night, Tuesday class also, I advise them again. I say, you remember to do the puja, pre-puja and post-puja. Then, in between, have faith, silence your mind, collective consciousness. Then, I say, for certain type of journey, don't try to save on those money, like have to pull your luggage, go on to in the city, you all have to move yourself. I remember in Switzerland we take the train, then that ticket can go bus, can go a few type of transport. Then even you do payment, everything can be done. So he advised us to buy the wise card when in Europe, which was very helpful, very useful. Then the train ticket that he bought is for that period, I think, that we need 14 days. Then it covered a lot of things. He bought the more expensive one. So we save a lot now. Because the ride to the snow area, actually that don't know what Glacier Express. That one, when we were there were one group that traveled along there and one couple. Then one mother and daughter. A lot of them, the luggage kena stolen now. When you travel on the train, your big luggage cannot follow your seat one. Your seat limit. So you have to put your luggage at the end of the carriage, the end part. And nobody check out. And a lot of the luggage cannot stolen now.
Even the speed train or high speed
train
train in China
also like that.
You had to put at the corner.
They either they pretend to say they take the wrong one, but actually they see you buy branded one nice one, then they see you wealthy, they mark you and then they pull. You must sit near your luggage. Then somebody on the alert. Otherwise, very fast one.
Very fast.
Especially the train about to stop. You better check your luggage. They just pull. Then they told us what now? They were also going to that Glacier Express. Then he said, I said, you all just bought ticket. He said, yeah. I said, how much is your ticket? Actually, he told me, I won't believe it. Almost, their Switzerland money, Swiss franc, 150 just for that Glacier Express. Our 14 days, only about 300 like that only. And we travel everywhere using that card, go to everywhere. You buy just on the train one, without the Glacier Express one. Wow, you pay, you really pay one. And you have to buy there and then one. So a lot of these things. Oh yeah. Oh, you better 6 o'clock already. Oh, sorry, Cindy.
Okay, I'm going to get.
You summarize and go.
Before I finalize, I must compliment the food that we had in the 14 days, then 11 days. The food is fantastic.
Yeah, sadhu.
Every meal also with tim fan chamun.
Yeah, sadhu. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Okay. I do the closing. I say, I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful to come into this Karamita group.
Sadhu.
And brother Chiu and sisters, thank you so much for your guidance.
Sadhu. Thank you so much for the good sharing, Cindy. So let us rejoice and we will share merit. Sadhu. Akasata ca bhumata deva naga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu lok sasana ita wata camehi sampadan punya sampadan Sabbe deva anumodantu Tisidiya idang me nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo Devo asatukalena Sasa sampati hetu cha Fito bhavatu loko cha Raja bhavatu dhammiko Imina punyang kamena Mame bala samagamo Sattang samagamo hotu Yawa nivana patiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu.